The last episode of this series, we're going to be doing the West District logos. Hopefully it's all sorted out on my end. It kind of looks set up. Yeah, I kind
Well,
of
you're
had
not
a...
going to do more. We're not going to do like other logos.
We might do it. We'll see. Maybe another
Okay.
time. I messed up making the tier list, so apologize. I apologize if there's any inconvenience. But hey, anyway, this is for the West District. So yeah, we'll just get to it because we have a lot to get through. And the first logo today is Airdrie and Monkland Swimming Club. What do you think of this one, Calum?
I quite like that one, Felix.
I do
as
quite
much
like
as we
it.
hate sideways freestyle.
Yeah, usually the sideways freestyle it looks a bit generic, but this one actually looks good because the guy actually looks a bit muscular and actually it does actually look a bit good. And
Nice blues in there.
nice blues. It all flows together. It's not just we're gonna put an obscure picture of someone doing front crawl. It actually looks genuinely nice. It looks like it's not abstract. It's a bit, you know what you're looking at. I would say probably tier 2 actually.
I would go tier 2 for that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't go too high into tier 2, but so let me see. As I look at it, I'm gonna put it. I think I'll put it ahead of Midlothian, behind Kirkcaldy. Is that?
I'll take your word for it because I can't see it.
Yeah, all right, it's cool. Well, we'll just have. Well, yeah. So that's where I put it. Well, we might sort it out near the end if you disagree. So that's Airdrie and Monkland's good start on this one. Then we have Alloa Amateur Swimming Club near my old neck of the woods, and in a way, I kind of like this one as well because it's a bit different.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
I think it's an abstract one, but it's front on, and I like the way the hands are kind of sticks rather than just proper arms or an attempt to make a proper arm. It does look a bit cool, despite it being a bit minimalist.
It's a bit minimalist, but it's a different take on that kind of abstracty, simple stroke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different take. I'd go.
I wouldn't put it as high as the first one, though.
Yeah, it's definitely tier 3, I reckon. This one.
Aye.
I found it. There we go. So, hold on. So tier 3, I'll have a look at it. I'm gonna put it between Portobello and Burnt Island. If you remember those ones, Calum. That's kind of in the middle of. That's kind of in the middle of tier 3.
Okay, I would say that sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Cool, man. Next one is Annan Alligators Swimming Club. I don't know what I think. There's two problems I have with it, but it does look pretty good. I mean, that alligator kind of ruins it.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can't take it seriously, can you?
No, I looked this team up. It actually looks like a genuinely large kind of team with over 150 swimmers. Yeah, that's what I saw on their website, and it looks like a swim school rather than a swimming club, and so yeah, I'd mark it down pretty heavily for that crocodile, alligator even. But
literally in the title.
Yeah, literally in the title, and man, that ruins it for me. If they changed the alligator to something much more badass, then I would definitely put it a lot higher up. The other issue I have with this one is that a life donut? You know those life donuts that you throw at people?
The kind of lifeguard ring.
Yeah,
life-saving ring.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're actually called. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to put on this logo.
No, I would say it's a bad thing.
Yeah, because that might foreshadow what's going to happen to
Unless
you
you
in
were
this.
associated, can't even speak, associated with like the kind of learning.
Yeah, yeah. If it's
But
like,
even then, I wouldn't say that's really a good message to
yeah,
send, is it?
that's a swimming. This is a swimming club, not a swimming school. So for that reason, I would put it fairly far. No, not fairly. Tier 4 because I'm gonna put it between Haddington and Dunedin. Haddington, remember, is the one with the French flag in it for some reason.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're 3 down. Then we have Balfron Barracudas. I'm not a big fan of this at all. I think that the kind of donut-shaped writing is my favorite bit, and I don't really like that bit. It's quite a chore to read. And then the actual picture in the inside looks like a really bad picture that you would find in a bad version of the pictures that you would find in a children's book. So that's how I would describe this one.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would put this in the bottom tier. If I can find it, where is it? Because I accidentally put 2 versions of this list up on the tier list thingy. There it is. So I put it in tier 4. I wouldn't say it's the worst. I would put it just ahead of Cardenden. Now, in fact, behind Cooper. So that's that one. There's not much to it, and what's to it's not that great. And then we have this one, Calum. Now, it didn't take long to find something a bit crude, didn't it?
Oh Jesus.
I wouldn't say it looks like a penis. I'd say it looks like a shark-themed dildo.
Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it?
No, man, it's a bit more in your face than the other penises that we have. Yeah, man, that's a dildo.
Yeah.
So we have this.
Do we give it points for that, or do we take points away?
It's just it's not as funny.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
So we'll look at the list itself. It's not a horrible logo to look at, although that shark does look like a dildo.
It's pretty basic though.
It's pretty basic as well. I'd put it fairly high up tier 4, but not like that high up tier 4. So let's see if I can actually find. There it is. Yeah, fairly high up tier 4, I reckon. I'm gonna put it ahead of Scorpion. You'll remember Scorpion, so.
Vaguely do.
Yeah. And then we have Blantyre, I think.
Blantyre.
Blantyre, this is just very generic, isn't it? I'm not a fan of how generic it is.
No, I would just put that straight into the shite pile.
The shite pile, yeah.
You're going to have to beep that now, aren't you?
Nah, shite is okay to say in this.
You can get away with shite. Nice.
We can get away with shite. I mean, Burnt Island is a shithole, we could say that. So, saying that... I'm going to put it... I won't put it in the shite tire because there's quite a few in the... there's a few more generic ones that are up a bit higher. And it looks a bit better than them. Hold on. I'm going to put it ahead of the version of freestyle that we have at the moment. Okay, so then we have Bonus, which is it's another very kind of it's fairly boring, but a bit of me amuses me because that's meant to be a face-on fly, and they did it in a very minimalistic way, which probably the most minimalistic way we've seen so far in the series. But those shoulders must be flexible as fuck. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
I don't even think there is shoulders, to be fair. I think it just might all
shoulders.
It's like one just bent arm.
This is Rayman with full arms and no shoulders. True and Butterfly. Rayman. been a while since I thought of Rayman.
That's a throwback.
That is a throwback, man. It's a bonus. I don't know. I'd put it.
Bonus.
I would put it. Where would you put it? Tier 5 or tier 4?
I'd go 4.
4, yeah. I think it's not as ugly as Dice, and I think it's about on par with that Fins one. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just put it behind Fins. And then we have this one, which I kind of like. It's the City of Glasgow swim team. I like how the G is a pool as well. So this is one of the biggest teams in Scotland, actually. It's one of the very few teams that is a proper performance team. And their logo's always been kind of the same. It's gone through like variations of texture, and it's quite iconic as well. Because if somebody showed me this, I'd go, "Yeah, that's City of Glasgow." So, and obviously, everybody has friends from the City of Glasgow, including Emmy, who's a fan of this show. I think
Was that a wee shout out?
That is a wee shout out, yeah. So, what do you think, Calum?
I would rate it reasonably high.
Reasonably
personally.
high. Somewhere in tier 2, I reckon.
Yeah.
There it is. So, go tier 2, we'll have a look at him, compare him. I think it's kind of... somewhere mid. I'm gonna put it behind Dundee City Aquatics. I think it looks pretty good, done, and it's quite high up the list. I think there can be more added to it without it being messy and stuff like that. So yeah, I like that one. Cool. Okay. And the next one is Clydebank. God, when I looked back on this, I thought I might have accidentally taken a sign for a bank rather than a swimming team, and then I looked it up, and it was genuinely the logo.
That is it.
That is it. It's like, well, this isn't a swimming team logo. This is, yeah, as I said, this looks more like I took it from a bank, and then ASC means something completely different. Yeah, man, that's not very good to look at for a swimming team. I'd put it quite
5.
far down. 5, definitely tier 5. Ahead of Cardenden. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking, I don't know, man. Somewhere right at the bottom. Do you think that it's worse than Elgin's one that we've put up so far?
Oh, thank you. Now just got me a cheese wrap.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Cheese wrap.
Cool, man. Okay. So do you think this is the worst one we've seen so far?
Was there another one that was also like that basic?
Yeah, maybe it should be a bit higher up. I think...
No, was it not another logo similar to that?
To Clydebank?
It was just, yeah. Isn't it?
Hold on, let me have a look. I don't think so. This is the only one I could find.
Right.
For Clydebank.
I would put it at the bottom. I would just put it at the bottom.
Right at the very bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a logo, is it?
It's not only not a logo, but the colours, yeah. It's like you're going, even for bank, it looks terrible. It looks like, oh man, it reminds me of Clydesdale Bank. Clydesdale Bank's logo looks better than this, and I don't think Clydesdale Bank is worthy of tier 4 in this list anyway. Alright, and then we have Cumbernauld, a fairly well-known team. I think it's known for having great team spirit, but this logo doesn't say that at all. This is another rather miserable looking logo.
It is a bit miserable looking.
I had to double check to see if they had another one, because it's one of those teams where you're kind of aware of their colours, but you don't really know. But you don't really know the logo, and then you look at the logo and you realise, is that it? So, this is tier 5 again.
Yeah, tier 5.
It's a shame because I had a few friends from Cumbernauld. I'm gonna put it ahead of Cooper. and behind Grove. And then we have Dumfries, and I like this one. Dumfries. I remember going to their pool to train once when Silver Squad was cancelled, and then their training was cancelled as well. That's my main, and I had a couple of friends from Dumfries as well. I actually remember their logo being a bit more solid than this, but this is the one that they have right now.
Is it not, as you said, like more solid writing, or is it actually that kind of...
I think it was more solid writing and a solid dolphin.
Is it just what you've put onto the thing?
What do you mean?
They're a wee bit faded at the sides and that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the one I was thinking of or not, but this is the one that they have now.
Either way, it's quite good.
I like this one. I think this is top of tier 3, lower tier 2 worthy. We'll have a look. We'll compare them.
I would say lower tier 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say lower tier 2. I'm gonna put them ahead of Perth, but behind Inverleith. Woo! I like that one. And then we have this bizarre looking one from Dunoon.
Jesus Christ.
It's a pig. That's it's a pig.
What does that say about your swim team?
I know. I did do research, and if I'm honest, I'm not 100% sure what the pig is. What it signifies. Because I looked up Dunoon. Dunoon looks like a very beautiful place, kind of on the west coast of Scotland. And what's funny is that they actually have dolphins and seals and otters and I think orcas as well.
So a lot of
commonly. So probably more than anywhere else in Scotland that I'm aware of. All the ones, and they go for a pig.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're not famous for pigs. So I'm really not sure what to think of this. I think I would mark it down for that. I just think it's a bit, it's eye-catching at least. So.
I mean, you're going to go, like, what the hell is that logo?
Yeah, people are, it's more, I think it's mid-tier because I'd give it marks for being
I'd go
a bit.
4.
You go 4? I think, okay, we'll go 4.
Put it this way, Felix, would you be proud of that as your logo?
Probably not, unless there's unless it's significant somehow. But in a way, I'd look at that and I'd think I don't really know if I'd want to be a part of that team if it's a fucking pig.
What did you call me?
Ugly.
Fuck you then.
You're welcome to
Oh.
Just take it back.
No, it's fine. Did you hear that?
Did she call you ugly?
Yeah, she did, so I told her to basically go fuck herself. Oh, now you're going to have to beep that.
Maybe I'll beat that one.
I thought you didn't have to beep it.
No, he doesn't have to beep shite, but...
Oh, Parks, are they after Falkirk?
What?
Are they the Kelpies?
Yes, it is the Kelpies. Well spotted.
Woo.
She's clearly a bright one.
Hey.
What?
Like Kelpies face.
Oh yeah, the
Ask
Kelpies
her.
face.
Ask
Mel's ruined the Kelpies for me, by the way, Felix.
Yeah.
But we'll get onto that when
We'll get back
come to
onto
talk
that.
about first.
Ask her what she thinks of the pig. Ask her what
When
she
you
thinks
go
of
to
the pig.
Not a boar, because it's not like the wee horn bits.
She says it's a boar because it's got the horn bits. I don't know.
I looked up boar
Does it
with
get
Dunoon
that
as
over
well.
here?
I looked up boar with Dunoon as well, and I couldn't find anything.
No.
If anyone,
I would say the colour scheme's off.
Colour scheme's off.
yeah,
It's really flashing.
we're not a big fan of this logo anyway. Anyway,
No.
we'll move on to East Kilbride, which is another very generic looking abstract front row swimming one. There's not much to say about it other than it's white and blue, and it's
white
also,
and blue.
I think East Kilbride is the home of that awful swimming pool as well.
That god awful swimming pool that no
Yeah.
one likes.
I mean, at least this logo's better than the bloody pool. I think this
yeah.
is...
The pool is absolutely shocking.
I'm going to put it basically right next to Blantyre because it's basically almost exactly the same. Different colours and a slightly different shape of body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that one. And then we have the Kelpies.
The Kelpies.
First, Falkirk inter-something regional swimming team. It's a composite team with multiple different clubs involved. What was it that Mel said?
Well, I can't remember if it was the first time she's seen the Kelpies or if it was another time, but she basically said that one of them, I believe it's the one that's on the right, and the thing, if you look up the picture of the Kelpies, it's basically like a face.
Do you know what now reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, do you know that scene in Jackass?
You know what? I'm really glad that I don't. No, what
Okay.
have you done to this seat? Because it's all over the place.
I was actually wondering the same thing. It's been like that since you fixed it.
It's not been like that since I fixed it. When I fixed it, it was actually fixed.
No, it wasn't.
It fucking is.
Was it? Maybe it's just your fat ass.
Well, it's broken before I got on it, so clearly it's your fat ass. Anyway, back to the logo.
Alright.
He says it reminds him of a scene in Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she actually realized. She actually knows that. That's really surprising.
Well, it's on. If you have Netflix, it's on. All the Jackass films are on Netflix. So, but that particular scene is censored. So, if you want to see it completely uncensored, you have to get the DVD.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, where would you put this on the list? I would personally say rather high tier 3. Because it's quite recognizable, this logo.
It's you'll know where it is.
Yeah, exactly. It has some significance as well. I'd say behind Musselburgh, ahead of Aberdeen Amateurs. So
Sure.
higher up on tier 3. I don't think it's that spectacular, but it does look all right. It's okay. And then we have this really small one you can barely see. This is the best photo I can find. It's Falkirk Otter. Otter, by itself. Singular. Falkirk Otter Amateur Swimming Club. I don't know what it is about teams with otter in it, but quite a lot of them kind of just have an otter on it. And this is exactly the same as the others that just kind of have an otter on it, just different. Just different colors, really. So, yeah, I'd put it kind of. That's all I can say, really. I'm just going to put it next to that one, next to Kinross Otters. You sent a photo.
Oh yeah, it's not really relevant to this. I just thought it's.
Oh, it's Rusky. Rusky's just hiding under your.
He's decided to hide under the desk.
Hold on.
And rest his head on my
lovely
thigh. And he's now on my feet.
Yeah, Sasha's just kind of lying down in the dining room floor. Anyways, so I just put that, if I'm correct, if I actually stuck it there. I put that just ahead of Kinross Otters because it has more colour to it. So that's Falkirk Otter. Now we have Glasgow Nomads. I had to do a lot of research on this team because I was gonna give them a massive penalty for their name. Do you know what a nomad is?
A nomad?
A nomad, yes.
No, but another word comes to mind that isn't nomad.
Oh, what is that? Gonad.
Gonad. Yes.
All right. I was gonna this name to me made no sense because a nomad is someone that kind of doesn't have a home and kind of lives off the land. So if it's a Glasgow nomad, basically that's a nomad with a home. And that made absolutely no sense to me. And also nomads, I'm pretty sure, don't swim as well. And then I was thinking, well...
Are they not famous for swimming?
No, they live off the land, don't they?
I'm ripping the fish.
Yeah. And then I thought, screw it. I was thinking I had to do more research because surely there's more to their name than something that doesn't swim and doesn't have a home or anything. and their main website is one of the funniest things you're ever gonna see. And it just made me laugh and laugh and laugh. It's so funny. It's a Masters team.
Keyboy.
It's a drink. Like their tagline is a drinking team with a swimming problem. And
A
then
drinking team with a swimming problem.
Yeah.
I like that kind of swim team.
and then they'd have pictures of important nomads, and they would put a picture of someone and said, "This isn't actually him. Picture to come." And they would do that with absolutely everyone. And then I actually looked on their Facebook. They actually do explain their name on their Facebook. They're called nomads because they don't have a home pool. They used to go literally 5 pools when they started, 5 different pools every single time, and now they only have 2 different pools, but no home pool. So that's why they're called nomads. Anyway, I kind of digressed there. The logo that they use is the one with the small G and the big N. I'm not 100% sure what I think of it, because
I like the story behind it.
Yeah, I do actually like the story behind it.
I think they could have done a lot better.
I kind of think it's a bit funny with the small G and the big N. I have a feeling that they messed it up and thought, "Ha, that looks funny, we'll do that." But in reality, I mean, it's not ugly to look at. I kind of like it, but I can't put it that high up, really. So I'm gonna put it somewhere in the middle of tier 4, I reckon. I'm gonna put it ahead of Orkney, behind Brock. How's that?
Okay.
Cool. And then we have, Glasgow University and Water Polo Club. They actually have 2 logos that I have up. They have one that they use for quite a lot of things, and then I have the university crest, which they actually use on their t-shirts and stuff, but they have this one that they use, the Lions one, the Tiger one that they use quite often, and I think that Lion one is very, very cool, and I think they should use it on absolutely everything that they have.
A damn fine logo.
That is a damn fine logo. You know what? I think this is the first tier 1 of this list. Oohoo. I have. There. So, what kind of a little bit annoys me a little bit is that they don't use it on their t-shirts. I think they might use it on a couple of their hats, but not on their t-shirts. They use the crest on their t-shirt, and I'm not a big fan of the crest at all. Do you think it's better or worse than Trojan? Because I think it's better than Foldhouse Penguins.
You rate them very highly.
I do rate them very highly. Do you think it's better than worse than Trojan?
I think Trojan was better, if I mind right.
Yeah, Trojan was better than Penguins. The Penguins, Foldhouse Penguins. So, would you say Trojan's better than this logo that we have here?
I think so, if I mind right, yeah.
Alright then, so we'll put, for the meantime, Glasgow Uni Swimming and Water Polo Club. Tier 1 behind. It is a bit of a mouthful. And then I'm going to put the crest, which they have, which I think is rarely not worth speaking about, really. It doesn't look that good at all. It looks fairly miserable. Well, not miserable, but just not that good to look at compared to that lion. I think that lion is very cool. Lions, or is it tigers? Both can swim really as well. So I have nothing wrong with it. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to put the crest at the bottom, though. I'm just going to put the crest. You know what? I think I'll put it behind University of Aberdeen. But the other one, which they should use on everything, is at the top tier and is currently leading this particular list. So, yeah. And now we have Glasgow Western Masters Swimming Club, which I think is, like, when I was doing my research on all these teams, I was disappointed to find that this team looks fairly serious for a Masters Swimming Club after seeing Glasgow Nomads. What do you think of this one?
What's it meant to be?
I think it's meant to be a swan within a crown. And I think it looks
it's an
alright.
evil-looking swan.
It looks quite evil, yeah. I kind of like this one. I think it looks pretty good. Especially in black and white. I think there's versions of it that are kind of red and doesn't look quite as nice. But this one in black and white looks really cool, actually.
I would rate it high.
I'd rate it I'd put it in tier 2 somewhere, I reckon.
Yeah.
Somewhere in tier 2. I think that looks cool. I wouldn't say it's as nice as the other swan. Maybe I do. I don't know. You know what? I'd put it higher than the other swan. I'm going to put it behind Airdrie. Yeah, there. It looks quite evil. And that's pretty cool, I guess, evil. Yeah. And now we have your neck of the woods, Grangemouth.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah, neck of the woods. And I got to be honest, I don't know what this logo's meant to be. Do you know what it's meant to be?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Not a clue.
There's really not that much to this logo. They just kind of put...
I mean, if they wanted a logo for Grangemouth, they could have had, like, I don't know, a flare stack or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. This one has barely anything to it. I mean, I don't know what that is. It looks like a river of some kind. I don't know. I'd put it in tier 5 at the moment. I'm going to put that behind Granton. And then we have Hamilton Baths. Well, it's called Hamilton, so down. Alright, joking aside though, what is that meant to be?
I think... Do you know when you're working on, like, say, Word, and you're moving pictures about, and then the screen just absolutely shits itself?
Yeah.
It's like they've been doing that logo, then the arse end of that, I'm presuming that's meant to be a person diving.
Yeah, it looks like a
person diving. I think when they tried to, like, move it, it's just, like, shat itself, and it's just,
shat itself, yeah.
Shot off to the left.
It just looks wrong. It looks like someone's trying to dive in, but it just went wrong. His ass is just up in the air, and I mean, it looks very unnatural. I know it's meant to look a bit abstract, but it looks just a bit unnatural. Yeah, man, I'm not a big fan of this one too. I think it would be, higher than Grangemouth at least. I'm gonna put it behind Shetland Hurricanes. I'm not a big fan of this logo at all. It just looks a bit like they fucked it up. And then we have Hamilton. Now we have Hamilton Dolphins. And I don't know about you, but I do admire the complete simplicity of this. It's just a dolphin.
Is that enough to kind of get you going, is it?
I mean, I don't think it's amazing, but I do admire the simplicity of it. And I did look up this team, and I think they really like the dolphin. They do like.
I mean, you'd assume so if they have it as their logo.
Yeah, I mean they like their. I mean, I don't think it's bad at all. I just love how simple it is. There's just something. There's something about it that makes you think. I kind of like that. So I think I don't know where would you put it?
I wouldn't rate it too high.
I think it doesn't deserve to go high, but there's something about it I like. I love the simplicity of it. It's like I'd put it in tier 4. I wouldn't put it in tier 5. I think for some
tier 4.
I'm gonna put it ahead of Bells Hill Sharks. So there's that. I love the simplicity of that. You still there?
Yep, still there.
Yeah, right. You just went completely quiet and I thought it crashed or something. Next one's Helensburgh. I should have done more research on Helensburgh because I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think it looks pretty okay.
That's not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all. It looks a
I don't know about the wings off to the side. I think that's quite dramatic.
I don't know. It looks like kind of. I don't know. It looks quite nice. It looks I think it adds more to it. Rather, I think I'd prefer to have the wings than to not have the wings. And I kind of like the colors as well.
Some good colours in there, I would say.
Yeah, it does look a little bit dated though. But I'd say, what do you think? High tier 2? Not high tier 2. High tier 3 or low tier 2?
High tier 3.
I'll have a look. You know, yeah. I'd say so, yeah. I think the Barracudas one looks a bit cooler than that. I think, yeah, Helensburgh, that's good. And now we have Inverclyde Amateur Swimming Club. And it's a dolphin, I think. But do you know what this dolphin reminds me of?
No, I don't.
It reminds me of Mew. Mew, the Pokemon Mew.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of that. And I think Mew is absolutely one of them. And I like that because Mew is one of the most powerful Pokemon. Like, apparently more powerful than Mewtwo. And,
is it?
Well, there's a debate on that. On par with Mewtwo, but Mew is like OG or something. Yeah, it looks like a slightly more badass version of Mew anyway. So yeah, I actually like this. It looks a bit cute, but not like cutesy wootsy. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's like a cute thing that would rip your head off. Yeah, I'd go tier 2 with this one. What do you think?
Yeah, we go mid-tier 2?
Mid-tier 2? It looks a bit weird on the tier list, actually, with the PNG. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll put it... Do you think it's ahead of Geary or behind Geary? Ahead of Geary or behind Geary?
I would put it ahead of Geary.
Ahead of Geary. I'm going to put it, yeah, ahead of Geary. There we go. I like that. And then we have an even more, I like Inverclyde Masters. Oh, man.
I feel as if you find this one rather amusing.
I do find this one rather amusing, yeah. What do you think, man?
It's a bit aggressive, isn't it?
It is a bit aggressive, man. But it's like a funny. I think they picked it because it was funny.
Yeah, probably, to be fair.
Man, like it looks a bit badass. Like, remember when we were talking about Blair Gallery Dolphins and we thought it looked a bit like menacing, but like this one looks a bit more funny because it's angry. It looks kind of like a funny angry rather than a okay kind of angry. You know what I mean? Yeah, I find it quite amusing, and that's why I'd put it fairly high up in tier 2 as well. Would you put it ahead of the other one from Inverclyde or not? Where did I put it? Would you put it higher than the Mew or lower?
I put it lower.
Lower. All right. So let me see. So behind Geary?
If it is, it's only just behind.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put it just behind Geary. Yep, and now we have Islay and Jura, which, if I'm correct, is the only swimming team in Scotland based on an island that's not in the North District. So I was quite interested in this team, at least. It's not a fairly big, like, I don't think it's a particularly big team. So, obviously, that thing in the middle is supposed to be a dolphin, but to me, that is unmistakably an orca. So, I don't know what I think about that logo, just based on that. Yeah, man. I probably would put this in tier 5 just because that's definitely an orca, not a dolphin.
Hold on 1 second. Just not one to say. Yeah. So I've just done a quick Google search before I make a complete arse of myself.
Alright.
Orcas don't really have that kind of nose bit as such.
Alright, okay.
It's just like a continuation of the head and face. They don't have like that kind of pointy nose bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so I would say it is a dolphin.
Alright, well.
I know you've swam for Delta dolphins for God knows how many years.
Yeah.
To
to me,
definitely a dolphin.
Okay. Since you mentioned that, maybe, but to me, because of the black and white and the way it is, it did look a bit like an orca to me. Okay, I'll put it a bit higher up.
I just wanted to make sure we were factually correct.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one there. Good job,
Before
Calum.
we get people from there
complaining that they actually drew a dolphin after all, rather than a whale. It does look a bit like a whale, though. I wouldn't put it that high, though. It's not a spectacular.
I wouldn't put it that high, though. It's no.
Tier 4 or tier 5?
Low 4.
Low 4. You know what? I'm gonna put it ahead of the word art one, behind the Microsoft Paint one. The next one is Kirkintilloch and Kilsyth Amateur Swimming Club.
Kirkintilloch and Kilsyth.
Ah, you got it. You can pronounce it. This reminds me of like a less. This is like a special K, but kind of a backwards version. Like it's gone older. Yeah, I wouldn't put it too high. I'd say tier 5 in this.
Yeah,
it's not that nice to look at. Yeah, it just looks like I'll put it just ahead of that M because I think it's nicer than that M. You know, while I'm at it, I'm gonna put that big red T from last time just ahead of that K. There we go. Making results as we go along. I bet the people with the big red T thought, oh, right, tier 4, we didn't do that badly, and now I've just put them in tier 5. All right.
Yeah.
Now we have this one, and I like this one as well, man. The Kilmarnock Amateur Swimming Club. What do you think of this one?
How many other clubs have bears on their...
I think this is the only one.
The first one?
This is it's a polar bear, and I
would give them points for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
And as well as having that kind of... What other one have we had in our list that looks like that kind of American university style? It reminds me of that. Just the style of
the what with the duck, or was it earlier, or
might have been a previous episode.
Might have been a previous episode, like Tane and stuff like that. Tane was like, yeah, it does look a bit like American.
It looks like a mascot for
an American
university.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I double checked,
and we've been giving them points for that.
Yeah, so. And polar bears can swim as well, so we'll not put them down for something like they can't swim or something. I think this looks pretty damn good, and I would put it quite high up tier 2, I reckon. At least. Yeah. Let's see. Do you think it looks better than Western Isles?
Yes.
Yeah. What about Ye Amphibious Ancients Bathing Association?
Oh, that classic name.
Yeah, that classic name. You know what? I think I'm going to put it ahead of that. What about Lerwick? Better than Lerwick? Lerwick's one is really good.
I'd put it. Can you put it on par?
You know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna say it's just behind Lerwick, and I think that's good going. That's
good going.
I thought. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, I think it's on par with that. Yeah. Tier 2, high up tier 2. Then we have this boring looking one in comparison.
Straight to
tier 5.
tier 4 or 5.
Tier 4 or 5. I
Okay, 5.
5. Yeah, fuck it. It's not that good.
No.
Let me see. Behind. I'm gonna put it ahead of Grange Mouth, behind Granton. Alrighty. Now we have another really boring looking one. Kintyre Amateur Swimming Club. Another team that I probably should have done my research on. I'm pretty sure I did, I just can't remember anything on it. The logo is... It's just another one that doesn't have much on it, and you would rather have something a bit more interesting, wouldn't you? Where would you put this one? Tier 5? Tier 5 or tier 4?
Maybe?
Tier 4, yeah. It's not that. It's a bit more interesting than the one that we just did with Kingston. Miles more.
Yeah.
I'd say behind Bowness, ahead of Microsoft Paint. Yeah. Now we have Lanark, which is a bit more interesting. I'd admit it's not
That's a damn fine logo. I would say.
Damn fine. I don't think it's a particularly pretty... Actually, you know what? The more I look at it...
If I had colour, maybe. But at the same time, you could have the colour on like a uniform with the black.
Yeah.
That would work.
That would work, yeah, man. It's very glorious. Maybe even more glorious than the Perth one, because we thought that was quite glorious. But I think the way... It's not a solid black and white. It feels like the black and white isn't working as well as it does on some of the other ones, like the Amphibious Ancients Bathing Association and Delton Dolphins, for example. I'd put it in tier 2, actually.
I'd put it in tier 2 at least.
Yeah, tier 2 at least. I didn't think much of it when I first looked at it, probably because I wasn't really looking at it very intensely. I'd put it somewhere in tier 2. I mean, let me have a look. I think just the way that it just doesn't feel like a solid black and white, you know what I mean? I'm going to put it... Would you put it ahead of Mew or behind Mew?
Oh, that's a toughie. Behind.
Yep. Behind, yeah. What about Geary? Ahead or behind Geary?
Ahead?
Ahead? Alright then, we'll put it there then. Because I think that's roughly where it belongs. Then we have Larkhall, Avondale, and Avondale. I don't know what to say about this. It's something, but I don't know what it is.
I think it's meant to be like a seahorse. It looks like a Seadra.
A Seadra. All right. Oh yeah, Seadra. Yeah, I see it now. All right. It could get more marks than I thought it was going to get.
More points for it. More points for it being like a Pokemon.
Yeah, a Seadra. Yeah, Pokemon's something that I would hold on a sec. I think that's a better no, hold on. Okay. For the Seadra, I don't think it's that great. I'd put it in tier 4. What do you think? Tier 4 or tier 3?
I'd go 3.
Yeah,
it's a different take on a...
There's one other seahorse. There's another seahorse.
I think it's a good way of designing it. Like, I think they've done it quite well. So I'd give them points for that.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't put them too high up tier 3. I think I'm going to put them behind Portobello. Ahead of Falkirk Otter. What's the next one? We have this Merrick Mavericks Amateur Swimming Club. To me, this looks like a graffiti that's been embroidered into a t-shirt. So
it's
I
don't know.
Do you not like it? Crap. Okay.
No, I don't.
I mean, I like how it looks different, but to me it just feels a bit like a miss. Do you remember when somebody this was really back in the day, I don't know, you might not have even remembered this, but somebody graffitied the word Poontang at Mavis Grind. And it actually looked quite nice. No one washed it
No,
off.
I don't remember that at all.
It's not. It's what like the years washed it away, but it just looked strangely nice, and it was there for years, and it just kind of washed away over time. Tier 5 though. I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, tier 5.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it behind Cumbernauld, ahead of Cooper. Okay, what's next? M&B. This is an interesting one because there's two M&B logos that I have here. I don't know if I put them both up actually. We'll just put up the one that everyone knows. You recognize the green and blue one that you see there, don't you?
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd look at that and I'd go, that's M&B. It's quite, so I think it should get points for, being recognizable just from looking at the hats. And it's a big team. It produces some fast as fuck swimmers. And, but I always thought that their team kit looks a bit worse than the actual logo itself. In my own opinion, some people might disagree. But I think this logo looks quite good. I reckon the whole team would look better if it kind of integrated the logo into the clothes, so to speak. So what do you think? Where do you put this logo?
I'm honestly not too impressed with it, if I'm honest.
All right, Millengavian Bears Den. By the way, we're not just calling it M&B. I'd say mid tier 3, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm ahead of Bridget Dawn, ahead of Mad Seals. Do you think it's better or worse than Carnegie?
Ooh, worse.
Worse. All right, behind Carnegie it is. So yeah, we'll just leave it there. I'm not going to put the big M&B up. Then we have this one, and I'm not 100% sure what I think of this one because I was doing my research on the team, and I managed to find out that their team kit looks really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I found out. Anyway, I didn't find anything else.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. Other than that, it looks quite simplistic, and I do actually like how the green and pink, it kind of stands out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's all. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It looks like...
I think it's meant to be Motherwell at the top or Wisher at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like it should... It looks like it's trying to be something else as well. To me, like... One side is meant to be it's meant to be a swimmer's shoulders and arms, but I think it's a bit weird that their top one has a pink head and the bottom one has a green head. So I don't know what's going on there.
I'm not too sure.
No. Where would you put this one? I think it looks quite nice, but I'm a bit confused by it. I think tier 3 at worst, but
tier 3 mid.
Mid tier 3. Do you think it's better than M&B?
Yes.
Better than Carnegie? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. What about Aberdeen? I'm going to put it behind the Badger, ahead of Aberdeen Dolphins. I think that's where it belongs.
Okay, yeah, go for that.
Yeah. And then we have North Ayrshire Swimming, which, if I can remember correctly, I think Scott Jackson was a member of that team. I can't remember who was a member of that team. Scott Jackson and someone else. Who else was a member? Jordan Hughes. I think he was a member too. What do you think of this logo? I don't think much of it.
No, I don't think too much of it, to be honest.
It reminds me of one of them cancer charities. And you don't really want to think... I mean, some charities have awesome logos, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking a bit like... I don't really want to think of cancer when I look at a logo. So...
No, maybe not.
I'm trying to... Where did I put... There's... Alright. Yeah, I'd put it in tier 4, not tier 5, though. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna put it just ahead of Peebles, the writing one. Then we have Open Otters, which I think is cool, but there is a bit of an elephant in the room about it.
A wee bit. Yeah.
A wee bit, yeah.
It's quite similar to another one that we maybe know.
Yeah. Cult's Otters, that is. It's a bit like Oben went to Cults and said, yo, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just try and make it so it's not obvious that you
just try and reword it a bit.
Just reword it a bit, and then they kind of just put the otter in a different position and then replaced Cults with Oben.
That's literally it.
That's literally it. Apart from that, it does look quite cool. But I wouldn't put it as high as the current one that we have up for Cult's Otters, which we think is the best one that's not in the best tier. So, although I don't think it's anywhere near as cool as that, actually. You know what? I think it's tier 2. Do you think it's tier 2?
I'd give it tier 2, but I think I would stick with with Cults being higher.
Cults is somehow cooler, even though it's kind of same energy, but it's more iconic. And
we just know Cults, though.
We know, yeah, but we're not just giving
not
Cults
that we're being
marks.
Biased. Yeah, obviously.
I just think the way Cults position their otter makes it a bit more iconic, really.
Yeah.
I'm putting it behind Kirkcaldy.
Okay.
And then we have Phoenix Aquatics. And, well, you know what my problem is with Phoenix Aquatics. A phoenix is going to die as soon as it hits the water.
True, but how badass does it look?
It looks badass. Admittedly, it does look badass, and it looks glorious.
Amazing.
It does.
You'd be proud to have that as your logo.
I do admit that, yeah. But the biggest problem is that I think a phoenix. I don't know if this is just in Harry Potter, but a phoenix burns when it gets too old, and then it gets reborn in the ashes. So if it hits the water, does it just disintegrate? And then if it disintegrates and then the dust goes everywhere, would it resurrect?
But it only disintegrates when it dies. It would probably just float there.
Okay, if you say so. Also, Phoenix Aquatic, it's strange because I couldn't find it on the Scottish Swimming website, but it's on the West District website.
Okay.
I think.
Interesting.
All right. You think it's awesome. I think it looks a little bit dated, but a bit glorious. I think I'd put it down a bit for being a phoenix, but tier 2.
I'd give it high tier 2.
A high tier 2. All right. Well, I'd give it a fairly low tier 2. I think that's better looking.
We'll settle in the middle then.
Settle in the middle. All right. I'm gonna put it behind Oben. How's that? No, I like it. I'm gonna put it ahead of the Evil Swan. Ahead of Evil Swan.
Okay.
How's that? Yeah, you know what? I think that's where it belongs. So, Phoenix, it's strange because Phoenix is actually based in Dollar, and I never heard of it. Have you heard of
what the hell's there?
Dollar. You remember where I'm from? Where I lived in Alba.
Dollar's the Creefway.
Yeah.
Stirling. Dunfermline is northeast Stirling.
Northeast Stirling.
It's remember where I lived in Alba, and then there's Tillicoultry, I think, and then it's Dollar. Tillicoultry, and then it's Dollar on that road. Strangely posh Dollar as well.
It is posh.
Yeah,
Mel's just said posh wines. You might have to beep that one.
Alright. Now we have Renfrew Baths, which it's another one. This one looks a bit like a logo for a 24/7 shop. Don't you think? Would you agree with me? Yeah, a bit like a bank as well.
Yeah, I could see that.
Then Yeah, there's not much to say about that.
I mean,
Color looks a bit.
ugh, I don't know. Nothing about it says swimming though, does it?
Oh yeah, it looks like it belongs somewhere else really. Tier 4, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it behind North Ayrshire. No, behind North Ayrshire. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. It doesn't look that good. But the next one is iconic. Ren 96.
Ren 96.
Ren 96. You know, I actually love this logo.
Do you love the logo? Or is that not the competition where you got paid?
Yep. It's
instead of medals, you got money, and you walked away with a brand new super dry jacket.
Super dry jacket.
Which we went there the night that we bloody finished up.
Oh shit! Yeah.
To super dry before they closed. We had a minibus. We drove there, and you and your mum basically ran in. And you came out. Chuffed as fuck with your new jacket.
Oh, that's exactly what happened, yes.
You spent all your money.
All the money on this
all
jacket.
Your money. You made that entire weekend, which was quite a lot of money, by the way.
£125, that was.
Was it 125 quid? I thought it was more than that.
What I think it was I think Mum said that she'd pay for half of it if I actually got the amount of money that it cost. And then we drove there because I was desperate to get that jacket. You know when you see a jacket and you
you know what, Felix? I don't think I have.
When you see something so much and doesn't matter how much it costs, you're gonna get it. But like that's kind of how that's how I felt. And then
I can't say that I've seen a jacket and I've.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt. And when we got there, we turned up with 5 minutes to spare, and they were shut. And we were like banging.
Dark.
We were banging. Like it was 5 minutes to spare because they were meant to shut like in 5 minutes time, and they just
must
shut
have been at like 8 o'clock or something.
Something like that. And we were just banging on the door, going, "No, man, you're not meant to be closed." And so I came out, chuffed as fuck, and guess what? I have this jacket right here.
Do you? That's lasted.
It's a bit.
How many years is that now?
It's more than 10 now.
Look
at that. It's a bit old now.
It must be around 10 years old.
Yeah. It's a bit old now.
Is that not also the same one where you were experimenting with wax strips?
I think it is, yes. Yeah, it is.
See, Jamie put it on his leg, didn't he? And then he came out in a rash.
I think
he decided to go one step further.
I just went
put it over your bloody.
You know what? Yeah. That's.
You had to go one step too far.
Well, of course. If anyone's going to go too far, it's me. I mean...
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, we were at
It was like the opposite of a bloody, like, airstrip.
Yeah.
There was a strip missing.
Yeah. Sorry, that was...
And then you were waving it about everywhere, and we were... Let's not reminisce on that. That was a good have nightmares.
That we always had good crack at those meets, and not only that, we had good friends at.
It was a good team we had then.
We had good team we had then, and Ren's the team is cool, and I remember buying. Actually, they changed it a bit because I used to remember what the drips were that spell Ren. It used to be a lot skinnier and therefore a bit more abstract, and we didn't realize what those drips were back then. But now it's a bit thicker. I actually remember buying a T-shirt a Ren's 96 T-shirt, and then I'm like pretending to be from Ren's with my Ren's friends. And Mary High's probably watching this as well, so hi Mary, I hope you're watching. And she watched the one with the swimming pools, and I mentioned her name. She was delighted. I hope she's still watching. Hi Mary. And Jake Swanson was a member of this team once as well, so it gets proper Jake Swanson teams. So I think, especially since it's recognizable, I think we should put it in tier 2. High tier 2, I reckon. Do you think high tier 2?
Mid to high, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to put it ahead of Banff and Buchan, behind Inverness. Hi. Yeah, that's where I'm going to put it. Okay, that was my mum coming in.
Hi, Lorraine.
Calum says hi. I don't think she can hear.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, she says hi now. We have another one here, Rutherglen, that looks a bit like a bank. But one of the cool banks, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
I would
don't.
still put it in tier 5.
You just put it in tier 5, okay.
Yeah.
Tier 5 it goes. Just the way you said that, you just think, well, it has to be high tier 5, though. I'm going to put it behind Step Rock. And then we have Scotia. Scotia is fairly known. I don't know where.
What about Scotia? Is it Scotia or Scotia?
No idea. I think it's Scotia.
Okay, I don't know if it is, but we'll go with it.
Oh, we'll go with it. It's either Scotia or Scotia. What do you think? It's a thistle. I'm a bit annoyed by that. It's a
you're not a fan.
It's an abstract of us. I think this is recognisable. I actually do remember seeing this in fairly different places.
I wouldn't say I'm impressed by it.
No. Tier 4.
Yeah.
I like how it's a bit more
best.
abstract because I see the ones with thistles that are a bit more detailed and it makes me kind of sigh, if I'm honest. And then this abstract one makes me feel a bit better. So I'm going to put it ahead of Annan with Annan alligators. All right, now we have South Ayrshire swim team with this yellow box that says SAST in it.
Is it like a knockoff of like SAS?
No, SAS actually used to have actual logo, but I don't think they exist anymore. I wouldn't put that very high at all. I can't say much about that.
I would put it in tier 5.
Tier 5. I'm going to put it ahead of Fast. Fuck. Ahead of Rutherglen, behind Step Rock. Just move that along. Okay, now we have Stirling Swimming. And it's a team that I was vaguely kind of had something to do with. Yeah, because I was in a team that was kind of half, a group that was kind of half Stirling Uni, half Stirling Swimming. So I had a kind of vague association with them. Their team colours are similar to Colts Otters, but for some reason, I just don't like that logo, or even the team kit, if I'm honest. For some strange reason, it just doesn't work for me.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just not got amazing vibes about it, does it?
It's like a completely different vibe. Do you know what I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. What's funny as hell is that I can barely say anything about it as well, being that I was vaguely a part of this team.
That's it.
That's the string. I had made some friends from that team. Anyway, I
wouldn't rate it very high.
Tier 4, I reckon. I don't think it's as tier 3 worthy. I think it'll be fairly high tier 4. Do you like Furzo more than Stirling?
As a place or as a logo?
As a logo. As a logo. You know what? At least put it. Yeah, I'm
not fussed. I don't. Yeah.
I think behind Wick. Nah, ahead of Wick. Ahead of Wick, behind Orkney. Yeah, fuck it. That's where it goes. And then we have this weird looking one. This is the best photo I could find of this logo, and I gotta be honest, I like how it looks, but as a logo for a swimming team, it just looks a bit too...
It wouldn't be a professional logo, would it?
Nah, this is a fairly small team somewhere in the West District. It looks like a cool team to be a part of, though. But this logo, it's a bit too, as I said, way too happy. It's like they're so happy to see their friends at school on the first day back from the summer break. That's
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. But it's a Stingray, though, so it's high. I'd definitely put it in tier 4. Not tier 5. I think it's tier 4 worthy, but I wouldn't put it.
Tier 4, yeah.
I won't. Let me think. I'd put it. You know what? I'd put that ahead of Orkney, behind Glasgow Nomads.
Aye, okay, yeah.
And now, hey, look at this one. Strathclyde Uni Swimming and Water Polo Team Club, even. And this is the kind of thing, like Glasgow's kind of done it as well, that the university teams kind of should be doing instead of just using their crests. Because I think crests as a team logo kind of looks boring and underwhelming, such as Edinburgh and Aberdeen. And then
I mean, you could have your own team logo as well as having like your
Exactly.
university
I think
crest, as it were.
I think the Stirling Athletics team does that, and it looks, well, tier 3 worthy at least. But I'd say this one looks cool. I love the way this looks.
Tier 1.
That's, well, you know what? I think that's right at the very top, because I personally think this is head and shoulders better than Tane. And if it's head and shoulders better than Tane, then it's right at the very top. Because remember in the first episode, we couldn't pick the difference between the top 3?
Do you want to get, is your mum still there? She could give a valid opinion on this one.
Oh, well, you know what? We'll ask her at the end, because she's busy at the moment.
Okay. Because that was your mum's favourite one, wasn't it?
What, Tane? No, Dingwall.
Well, she
Dingwall
highly rated the Tane.
She highly rated Tane, but
yes,
that was bottom of the top 3 at the North District one. But if I'm honest, it was so close between the top 3 that, I mean, that is head and shoulders, like, quite a lot cooler than Tane. So if it's quite a lot cooler than Tane, then it's got to be better than the other 2 as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of my logic there. Damn, that is cool.
That.
That's what some teams like the next one should be doing, really. Not that I think this one's too bad. University of Stirling, a team that I was a member of for 4.5 years.
Did you enjoy those 4.5 years, Felix?
I enjoyed some of it. Alright. The team...
Sorry, I just felt like shooting you down there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So the University of Stirling...
Not as bad as far as a university kind of crest does.
Yeah, as the university...
I prefer it over the likes of Edinburgh.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's nice to look at compared to the other crests, but I think it's still a bit underwhelming. I think the team kit, when we had the team kits was always cool, but I always thought that the team kit looked so much cooler than, say, the logo. And I bet if they did something like what Strathclyde did and what Glasgow did with their own swimming team, I bet that they would come up with something a lot cooler.
Probably.
I would put this kind of in tier 3, I reckon. Especially that version. In the black, there's a white version background, white version, which is probably even a bit less, like, even more underwhelming, if I'm honest. Where would I put it in tier 3? I'm gonna, let me have a look. I'll put it behind Musselburgh. It's fairly high up tier 3. Yeah, fuck it. We'll leave it there. And the last one from the West District is this West Dunbartonshire Amateur Swimming Club. And that is quite glorious, so I must be honest.
It is, isn't it?
As far as the ones with shields are concerned, this one is really quite awesome.
The best one?
Yeah, it's a bit minimal, but it's quite glorious, and it actually does look quite nice, especially in those colors. Yeah.
The colors are nice, yeah.
Yeah. And I would
go solid tier 2.
Solid tier 2, yeah. I wouldn't put it in, say, tier 1, but tier 2 solid.
No, not quite.
No. So, let me see. I think it's better than Phoenix, better than Oban, better or worse than Geary?
Better.
Better than Mew?
I don't know.
I'm going to put it just ahead of Mew, behind Stonehaven. Alright, so that's all the West District ones. Now we're going to do some miscellaneous logos of Scottish women due to high demand. High demand.
Is there a high demand?
Well, more than one person did point out something on the North District logo. Have a look at that, eh?
Nah, I'm well aware of the North District logo. It's someone's been ripping the piss with that one.
Aye, fuck. Okay, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I was told...
I can tell you what it's supposed to be. It's definitely a penis.
That's a penis. That's another penis.
It's another penis.
Yeah.
They seem to think a penis was an appropriate logo.
Have a look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what they were thinking, right? But
Mel's just looked over the couch and seen it and burst out laughing.
I don't know what they were thinking with this. I mean, it's clear as day. Like, I was told by Gregor.
There's balls and everything.
Balls and everything. I mean, I was told by
the
Gregor.
The only thing they're missing is like hairs.
Exactly, that's jizz.
Veins.
I mean, I think I worked out what it's actually supposed to be, and because I remember Gregor McMillan decided, because it was Gordon and Gregor both said the same thing, and said that the white drips are supposed to represent the islands. So then I worked it out, and it looks like the balls and the penis itself is probably the mainland North District of Scotland.
You think it's actually meant to be the North District of Scotland?
Well, surely they're not just going to put a
what
penis...
you're saying is, like, the balls is like Aberdeenshire.
Yeah, Aberdeenshire, Moray and all that, and then the actual dick itself.
Shetland, Orkney and the Western Isles are bits of jizz.
Yeah, I think that is genuinely what they were going for. As well, it does look like a head and someone going for a high five.
I was about to say, what's the very top of Scotland again?
John O'Groats.
So that's basically the pelmet.
Yeah. I don't, like... People, like, did they make this? They made this, and they didn't look back to see what it looked like, or got anyone else's kind of opinion, and they thought, alright, that looks like Scotland, and that looks like the islands, not knowing that it looked like...
I think you've nailed it there. I think someone's done it, and they've not asked for someone to double-check it before they started printing it.
And if I'm honest, like, based on the comments that I've heard... it's not particularly popular. It's actually rather embarrassing because you have to hold a flag at inter-counties. You know, we've been to inter-counties. I don't think this was the logo back when we were.
Well,
doing
it was on your t-shirts, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we had an ND or something like that. I don't think it was this. I can't remember if it was that or not. But I mean, we have to carry a flag with this on it, and it is a bit embarrassing, really. It's not funny.
Everyone was looking at that going, why is there a cock and balls on their flag?
Man. So, for that reason, even though some of the ones with penises on it are fairly, like, in the middle, but we can't put this one high because it's a bit too on the nose and a bit too embarrassing.
I mean, when you say on the nose, I wouldn't put it like that.
I'm putting that one where in tier 5 would you put that?
I don't know.
Well, alright, you know what? I'm gonna put
I'll
that.
let you make a judgment call on it.
I'm putting that ahead of Kerr's Den. I mean, we put some. I think we're just gonna disqualify all the ones with penises anyway. But
Apart from West Side Sharks.
apart from West Side Sharks, because West Side Sharks was genuinely nice, and I don't. That's definitely not meant to be a penis. Then we have
Oh no, what was the other one?
Walza.
Walza. I think you should leave Walza in as well.
Yeah, we'll just leave them. Fuck it. Now we have
They've gotten away with it for so long.
Yeah.
You'd be as well leaving it.
Then we have Sasa East District. Well, the first one anyway. And that one's that's quite boring, but I mean, it's not as embarrassing as having a penis, so I'll put it ahead.
No, it's not got cock and balls on it.
Aye, I'll put that ahead of Grove. And then the next one is another East District one that looks a bit better. It's got a Scottish flag on it, so I'm a bit. I'd put that kind of on par with Edinburgh University.
Was that tier 4 or 5?
That's high tier 4, right next to South Mainland.
Okay. Go with that.
I'll put it ahead. I like it better than. And then we have West Districts, which is just a thistle.
Not good in your books.
I'll put that in tier 4 too. It just kind of. We're kind of.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's not quite as fun as talking about. I'm going to put that ahead of Perth Masters.
You've not exactly got stories we can tell about.
No. And then we have the Scottish Swimming logo, which, well, I don't know what it's supposed. Like, apparently, it's supposed to symbolize kind of coming together or stuff like that. But to me, that's just a fail, and I don't know why they still have it. Do you like this logo?
No.
No, I liked it better when they just had Scottish Swimming in writing. And they have changed it to this, and I'm surprised. I wonder if they asked for advice, like feedback on this logo. Because not only do I not think it looks very nice, but I think it's a bit of a chore to look at as well.
It kind of hurts your eyes a wee bit.
Yeah.
It's almost hypnotising.
Yeah. I'm going to put it behind University of Aberdeen. Now we have the loose ends that we're going to clear up. So these are the ones with different logos the logos that we couldn't find in the first place, which, if I'm honest, is mostly the North District, although we have one from the East District.
Okay.
And the first one is the brand new Cult Otters one. And I don't know about you, but
I think that's a damn fine logo.
That is. Well, it's better than the old one. And I just imagine someone says to you, all right, Cult Otters is going to change their logo. You'd say, no, don't change that logo. That's amazing. And then they come with something like this, which is even better. And I'd give them a round of applause for that, because that would be quite hard to do.
They've actually improved on their old design.
And it's actually, and their old design was amazing.
Modernising it.
Yeah. Admittedly, like, their old stuff looks a bit dated, but it looks like it looks ageless, but not say as ageless as Delton Dolphins, their old one. But this new one looks gorgeous. So that's definitely tier 1. Where in tier 1 would you go?
You go at the bottom of tier 1? Because tier 1's quite...
I think it's better than Faldhouse Penguins.
was that in tier 1? I thought I couldn't remember if that was tier 1 or tier 2. I put it ahead of the Penguins.
Would you put it ahead of the Lion?
Yes.
Okay. What about Trojan? You put it ahead of Trojan?
Behind Trojan.
Behind Trojan, okay. By the way, we're going to need you for the very final one. Not just now.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you making dinner?
Yeah.
How long would it be?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Oh, we'll have enough time. So that's an improvement from a very awesome logo. And on top of that, that looks nothing like Oban Otters as well. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to a rather surprising entry. This is the Bonaccord Thistle, but black and white. Now, I was kind of like, Gregor McMillan showed me this one as well, and he showed it to me in black and white, and I genuinely thought it looks head and shoulders better in black and white, if I'm honest. But the thing that he mentioned to me was that said he would mark it up for having the established in 1862. And I think that's fair that we do at least put it up a bit, because we did put some up for saying established in an certain
I would
year.
give it points for that.
And especially since I'm pretty sure that makes it the longest running current team in Scottish swimming. And I genuinely think it looks miles better than what colour. I think it's quite ironic that I said it looks like. I think I remember in the first episode I said that the colours of Bonaccord Thistle probably couldn't be better, and then I see this one in black and white, and I think that just looks a lot better. I wouldn't say it goes all the way high. I think it's middle tier as a result. Mm-hmm. Don't you think? Yeah. It does look so much better in those colours. It's solid black and white. But again, I'm gonna put that ahead of Bridge of Dawn. I don't think it's anywhere near as nice as, say, the Highland Swim Team Thistle, which is the highest Thistle one on our list, I think. But still looks quite damn. I think that's where that particular version of it deserves. I took the other version off because it looks a bit too familiar from each other. What's the next one that we need to cover up? This version of the Aberdeen Dolphins one. Because this is the team the team that I'm a part of, but I didn't use the right bloody logo at the start. And man, what do you think compared to the other one? I mean, it's not that much different.
It's not that much different, is it?
No, it's not that much different. I wouldn't put it that much higher, but I do think that it looks a bit better, especially in the second one, which looks a bit less detailed, that we're going to put up. It looks a bit better because the Dolphins don't dominate, and therefore they don't quite look as drunk. They still look a bit drunk in that photo, in the hat especially. I think if they just straightened the mouth, it would be a definite tier 2. I think. So, I'll put that. I'd still put that in tier 3 if I'm honest. But higher. So I'd put that, higher than it's a bit more exciting to look at than, say, the one that I used to begin with. Would you say it's better or worse than Highland, this version?
Better.
Better. All right. What about After Daughters? Better or worse?
Can't remember.
Alright, I'm gonna put it. Well, you remember Helensburgh? Is it better or worse than Helensburgh? I'm gonna put it behind Helensburgh. Yeah. So hell, that's that. What's the next one that I put? Oh yeah. So I thought it was only fair that I put the logo that Shetland was before it was Shetland Hurricanes, because I did genuinely believe that this version of whatever logo, this logo before they decided to change their name, was genuinely quite a lot better than Shetland Hurricanes. What do you think?
You want to give them points for an old logo, though, because they've moved away from that logo.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're basically...
Am I being... Oh,
you're, like...
I'm just being nice because I hate their current logo so much.
Yes.
But I did that with Warrender, though. But that's mainly because I thought their old logo was amazing. Would you think it's more fair that I put this logo up?
No.
No? Okay. So, we're going to ignore that logo because Callum said so.
Oh, now you're just putting it on me.
Alright, well anyway. This one is something that I wanted to put up on this list. The Elgin, the big EN. You recognise this, don't you?
You recognise the EN, yes.
Yeah, it's iconic. And the reason that I was desperate to put it up is because right now, the version of... Well, actually, it's no longer right at the bottom, but it's second from the bottom. And I think, especially since I'm actually a bit of a fan of Elgin, I really wanted to put the big EN up. And I think, based on iconic, and I do like the colours as well, I mean, they make a dark blue and a bright orange look actually quite a lot nicer than you would expect. So, I put that tier 3 at least. What do you think?
I go tier 3.
Tier 3? Whereabouts in tier 3 do you reckon? Better than Carnegie or worse than Carnegie?
Ooh. I don't know if I'd go better than Carnegie.
Alright. What about M&B? Or Mad Seals? What about Mad Seals?
It's a tricky one because this EN is very iconic.
That is iconic. You know what? I'm going to put it behind M&B, but ahead of Mad Seals.
Okay.
It is iconic, and I actually... Yeah, I would recognise that anywhere. I don't think it's the prettiest, but I do think it's a hell of a lot better than the other logo that they have. So, and then we have this one that you can barely see. That's Ullispool Swim Club. You may remember Ullispool is like the Netflix adaptation of Delton Dolphins. The old one, anyway. This one looks quite a lot better. It's just a guy swimming front crawl that's kind of breathing to one side at least, and it's not that abstract. What do you think of this one?
Kind of creeping me out, I'm not gonna lie.
It's creeping you out?
Yeah.
Alright. I was thinking, I don't know, what tier? Tier 4? It's not tier 5 worthy.
No, I would go, it's not that bad, I would go somewhere in 3.
Somewhere in 3, yeah, I think it is somewhere in 3. Let me think. I think it's better than Alloa. It's better than Bridget Dawn. Better than the new Bonacore. You know what? I'm going to put it behind Elgin. The big EN. And then we have Huntley, which I found this. I just nicked this off someone's t-shirt. I couldn't find any version of Huntley before, but I just nicked it off someone's t-shirt and kind of web captured it. What do you think of this one?
I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's not
One story that we have from Huntley is that, do you remember when Huntley decided to challenge Shetland in the swimming competition? Just a head-to-head swimming competition.
No.
Alright, well, really a while ago, I think it was in 2006, it's way back, and Huntley, decided to come to Shetland to take Shetland on in a swimming competition. Yeah, ahead. And I remember one particular race where it was a whole bunch of like these bigger teenagers than me were just kind of taking the piss out of me because I was small. And the only Shetland swimmers in that particular heat was me and Graham. And me and Graham placed 1 and 2 and he got DQ'd. So I actually won that heat. But what was even funnier was that we would get to the points total, and it was something like, and the final, my mum read it out, and it's like, and the total points were Huntley 36, Shetland 172, and they really weren't that happy about it. They really
I can't imagine they would have been.
They thought it was insulting, and I think they actually said that they actually wanted to challenge the club Shetland. what is currently Shetland Hurricanes rather than
Shetland as a whole.
Shetland as
Like
a
the
whole.
Shetland swim team.
Yeah, the whole Shetland county team.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, how did they not make that clear enough? So anyway, where do you want to put this logo?
4, 5.
4 or 5. I wouldn't put it that high up. I think it's better than 5.
Low to mid 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it behind eyemouth. One. And then we have Peterhead. Thank you, Caitlin Davis, for supplying me this picture. So this is as we stand, Peterhead is somewhere near the bottom, but that's not their official logo. I think that's just a picture of a old logo that they have. This is kind of like their proper logo, except apparently, according to Caitlin, the writing is straight rather than curved. And I think it's quite iconic. Anyone who actually saw Peterhead, that knew Peterhead, would know it's Peterhead, if you know what I mean. They wouldn't really forget
Someone that knows Peterhead would know it's Peterhead.
Yeah,
if they've seen Peterhead.
I mean, if they knew Peterhead, they would know
if
who
you
the
were
Red Seahorse
vaguely
is.
aware of Peterhead,
Yeah.
you would realise the Seahorse.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's why I'm wondering whether Peterhead was famous for seahorses or something, because they have a fairly iconic looking logo.
They maybe just wanted something different.
Yeah, maybe. Second one, it's more of a horsey than the Seadra, but horsey's more iconic. Where would you put this one, man? Which tier?
I would put it behind the other seahorse one.
All right, I'd put it in tier 3, I reckon. Yeah, I'd put it. I'm gonna put it. Nah, actually, I'm gonna put it at the top of tier 4, but ahead of South Mainland.
Okay.
And then we have this version of Freestyle, which I don't think you're gonna think too much of, but I do think it looks a lot better than the version.
Like it.
You don't like it? I think it looks better than the other version that we have. That's quite shit. You know, I'll just swap those two around. Screw it. Where did they put it? There it is. I'll just swap them around. That's tier 4. And I think there's one left. Howick and Tiviotdale. What do you think of this logo? I know you can't really see it very well.
Yeah, I can't really see that well, but it doesn't stand out. It's been amazing.
I think it's tier 3. It looks alright.
3?
Yeah, tier 3. I don't think it's tier 2. It doesn't stand out. It's kind of generic colours for a swimming team, but they don't do that much with it. I'm gonna put it behind Alloa, ahead of... Nah, maybe behind Porto... Ahead of Seadra or behind Seadra?
Behind.
Behind. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put it ahead of Falkirk Otter. And that's that. What was the last one we did? Yeah, alright. Awesome. Thankfully, that's how... So you got the picture?
Yes.
Alright. So, in tier 5, at very last is Clydesdale Bank. Clyde's Bank, not Clydesdale Bank. Amateur Swimming Club. Because that looks quite miserable, especially with the colours. And then we have this version of Elgin, which actually looks fairly miserable in itself. Then we have Devon, which is very simple. Car Den, which looks very, very dated. Then we have the North District logo as a whole, which is just a bit too crude, if you believe. Would you agree with that? Just looks way too crude to be funny.
You mean too much like a penis?
Yeah, yes. Just a bit embarrassing. Then we have this seahorse for for Peterhead. Then we have Balfron Barracudas. Then we have Cooper. Then this graffiti for Merrick Mavericks. Cumbernauld, Grove, East Districts. That version, that crest for Glasgow Uni. Scottish Women as a whole. Then, alright, shit, I was supposed to say something about this. So I actually found out that the University of Aberdeen does actually have an alternative of their swimming cap, where the A and the U actually looks miles better than that really ugly tartan one.
Okay.
So I think just for that, I would move it out of Tier 5. Because that was one of the things that made me really want to remove it, because that's what made me want to put it down. So I think I'm going to, for the current time, put it just ahead of Annan, actually. So that's where I'm going to put University of Aberdeen. I mean, it turns out there is an alternative to that hat, which I'm absolutely delighted about, because I really hated that hat. So I think it's worth putting up, because people, for some reason, people thought I was being absolutely mean to, well, no one actually said it, but some people did suggest that I was being mean to the University of Aberdeen because I'm in Aberdeen Dolphins, which is not the case. But I just genuinely, I mean, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm digressing. Where was I? Scottish Swimming. Then we have Bucksburn. Then Bucky. Then Monolith, I think this was. Then, what's that team called again? The K one?
Was it Carcantilloch?
Yeah, that's it.
And Kilsyth?
Yeah, that's it. Then that. Then the big T, that I just moved down because that's where all the letters belong. Then Upper Deeside, then Grangemouth, then Kingston, Granton Swim Club, Ferry Amateur Swimming Team, or FAST as they want to call them, Rutherglen, that looks a bit like a bank, Sast, which is just Sast, this rather boring looking step rock thing, Hamilton Baths, Shetland Hurricanes, which I kind of marked down for the fairly same reasons as University of Aberdeen, and the Arbroath St Thomas. So, would you agree with that?
I'd agree with that, yeah.
Alrighty. My mum's waiting on anticipation for the end. Then we have Dice, then Livingston and District, then Islay and Jura, and Swimmet, Kintyre, Bowness, Finns, Peebles, Renfrew Baths, North Ayrshire, the West District logo, Perth Masters, I think this is Haley Swimming Club, Huntley, Eyemouth, Bankery Beefers, Bathgate, Freestyle, Blantyre, East Kilbride, I think that's Dunfermline, Blairgowrie, Dundin, Annan, then where do you think that's where it belongs? University of Aberdeen, ahead of Annan?
I don't know.
You don't know? I'll just leave it there for the just time.
Yeah, leave it.
Then Scotia, Haddington. I still don't know what that French flag means. Thurso, Ullispool, that version of Ullispool, not the one that we put higher. Scorpion, then Bells Hill Sharks, Hamilton Dolphins, Wick, Stirling, Orkney, Stingrays, Glasgow Nomads,
Stranraer.
Alright, cool. Then Glasgow Nomads, Brock, that pig, from Dunoon, that's Incas, Kelso, Edinburgh Uni, East District, that version of the logo, South Mainland, and then Peterhead. How's that? Any changes there?
Nah.
Leave it there? Is that good?
Yeah.
Then we have the middle tier, where we have Brecon Beavers, Nairn District, Peebles, because it has a penis on it, Walsall, because of penis,
Because it has a penis on it.
Edinburgh Warrender, Gala, Aquanauts, Kinross Otters, Falkirk Otter, Howick, and Tiavodidale. Do you know how to pronounce that word?
No. No. I'm not even going to try it in case people make fun of me.
Let's just say Howick. Then we have Cedra. We'll call that team Cedra because I like that name better. Lark Hall Cedras. And then Portobello, then Alloa, then Burnt Island, then Menzies Hill, then West Hill, East Sutherland, Duns, Bridge of Dawn. That version of the Bonaccord Thistle one that looks so much better in black and white. Mad Seals, Ullispool, that version of Ullispool, not the other one. Then Elgin, then Millengavian Bearsdown, then Carnegie, the Silver City Blues, that version of Aberdeen Dolphins. Yeah, no, that's similar to the other one, so I'll just take that one out. Then Motherwell and Winshaw. Wishaw. Broxburn, Aberdeen Amateurs, First, Stirling Uni, Musselburgh, East Lothian, Highland, Alford, Aberdeen Dolphins, Helensburgh, and Armandale Barracudas. Is there any changes you would make to that?
No.
All
I
right.
think so.
So in the business end, we have Hearts, then West Side Sharks, Hythen, Perth, Dumfries, Inverleith, Best, Glenrothes, Midlothian, Glasgow West Masters, Phoenix Aquatics, Airdrie, Oban Otters, Kirkcaldy, Inverclyde, I think that's Inverclyde Masters, Geary, Lanark, Inverclyde ASC, West Dumbartonshire, Stonehaven, Swim West Lothian, Glasgow City, Dundee City Aquatics. I'm going to disqualify both those teams. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to disqualify them. I'm going to put them right at the bottom of Great to Good. Because they're exactly the same, and that kind of ruins it for me with them. So,
yeah.
Stonehaven, Swim West Lothian, Glasgow City, Ren 96, Inverness, Carnoustie Claymores, Forfar, Western Isles, Warrender, Ye and PBS Ancients Bathing Association, Kilmarnock, Lerwick, Forest, Bluefins, and Colts Otters. Is there any that you would want to change in Tier 2?
West Side Sharks higher up.
You want West Side Sharks higher up? Is that just because there's a penis in it? Or do you think it looks genuinely good?
Okay, we can just leave it there then.
Oh, you just leave it there then.
I'd put the Phoenix one higher up.
The Phoenix one higher up. All right.
Yes.
Let me think.
I think it's just badass as fuck.
I think I'm gonna put it behind Kirkcaldy. I think.
What one's Kirkcaldy?
The one with the dolphins. You see KASC? It looks about as dated, and just as glorious, but I think it looks like it belongs on a swimming team a bit more, KASC.
Honestly, I can't see what one it is.
You can't?
No.
Well, I'm going to put it there. I think that's where it belongs.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the very best logos, in our opinion, by the way. We have Fouled House Penguins in 8th place. Glasgow Unis in 7th. Colts Otters with their brand new one in 6th. Trojan 15, 4th. Delton, Dingwall, and then Strathclyde. Shall we get the judge in to confirm the top 8?
The top tier?
Yeah. I'll go. Are you busy right now? She was mashing tatties. Ooh. So would you change any in the top tier?
I think I like the otter and the next one better than the Trojan one.
Okay. Would you agree with that, Calum?
Oh god, I've just lost it. The otter and the lion one.
Yeah. Better than Trojan. That's what.
I would certainly put the otter.
All right.
I would agree on the otter.
And what about the lion?
Yeah.
Yeah, ahead of Trojan.
Ahead of
All right
Trojan.
then. So there we go. The best logo in the whole of Scotland is Strathclyde. Congratulations, Strathclyde. I think that is an awesome logo. I think we made a right choice there. I am gonna think of just sending everyone, apart from maybe Delton Dolphins, because that's a bit like giving ourselves a medal. But a jokey medal for having a good logo, based on the districts as well. So a gold medal to Dingwall, Tane, and Colts for their being the North District, and then the East District would be Trojan, Fildhouse Penguins, and Ye Amphibious Ancients Bathing Association. Well, East and Mid, and then the West District would be Strathclyde, Glasgow Uni, and what one would be next for West? There's a big gap. City of Glasgow, it seems. Yeah, and they would be the individual. Then we'd get a separate medal for Strathclyde and Dingwall and Tane just for the overall, and then would just give every team in the top tier a medal just for being in a top tier.
I would say so.
That would be cool. I think that would be. I think they would appreciate that. So if you made it all this way, this one's not as long as the other ones, but if you made it all this way in all 3 episodes, I want to thank you very much for joining for this series. I don't think there's going to be another episode, but just in case there is another episode, we'll see you for that. But I think we did every team apart from 1930, but I don't think they have a logo. I can't find one to save my life. I doubt it's going to be in top tier anyway. But anyway, thank you very much for having us, and see you next time.